Continuing from the previous episode 2685. Find the latest chapter in Fighting the Sky God, Yan Emperor novel. Master, is this? Endless fear slowly permeated through the abyss, a fear that originated from the depths of the soul, filled Xiao Yi's heart uncontrollably. This kind of power is really too powerful, so powerful that even the mind is buzzing in a daze, and it is difficult to set off any resistance at all. The evil corpse ** did not hesitate to spend all his life, forcibly attracting the real king of the evil race from outside the territory to come here. It seems that he wants to catch us all. Yao Ji's whole body's light energy rose, but she didn't act rashly and waited quietly. Aren't the so-called 7 evil gods, the kings of the foreign evil races? Mu Yingying, who was beside her, raised her head slightly. Her delicate face was full of doubts. 7 evil gods are of course rare existences of the evil races outside the territory, but the strength of the 7 of them is not worth mentioning in the eyes of those guys. After all, the origins of the evil gods all come from the 17 holy races outside the territory. Middle, Yao Ji said softly. Obviously this kind of obscure information is known only to a strong person like her standing at the top of the pyramid. What is the holy race? There was some kind of madness in Xiao Yan's eyes. Saint Clan. The 17 holy clans are the core of the foreign evil clan. Their strength is enough to compete against, and even surpass the peak power of the entire Great Thousand World. That is the true strength and heritage of the foreign evil clan. Yaji said. Senior, hearing such a heavy voice, Mu Yingying suddenly whispered to Yao Ji's side, whispering softly, as if she was whispering something. You girl, you have a lot of tricks. At this moment, Yao Ji and Mu Yingying seemed to have reached some unknown deal. The faint voice fell, and the endless abyss in the demon suppression prison in front of him trembled abruptly, and strands of almost transparent black energy tidal waves spread out completely, as if there was an evil gulf that could not be crossed dormant. Above that, stands a real demon of all evils, and the endless demonic energy swept the world without leaving a trace. Master, he came! Xiao Yi's eyes were terrified, and the reincarnation mark between her eyebrows trembled violently, as if she would collapse completely at any time. Even Xiao Yan, who was surrounded by splendid power, was stunned when he watched this figure. This guy's strength is definitely higher than that of the Demon Emperor, Thunder Lord and other strong people. I'm afraid it is from a foreign evil clan. One of the true henchmen. Yao Ji, you're not dead? The magnificent ghost standing on the bridge on the other side of the sky uttered a doubt, and then the huge pitch-black magic eye watched away, vaguely possessing a kind of supreme power that moved the heavens and the earth. How can you fall alone if you haven't killed all the others? Yao Ji stepped into the air, and the dazzling purple energy spread like a tide, instantly forming countless divine powers, and the two were evenly matched for their aura. Now you don't have the power to protect these 3 people. I can let you take 2 of them. You choose. Xie Ying sneered, and immediately looked at the 4 people below with a playful voice. When its voice fell, the humming in the pool became stronger and stronger, as if something was about to sweep out. Girl, it's your turn. Seeing such a cataclysmic situation, a smile appeared on Yao Jiyang's face, and she immediately stared at Mu Yingying beside her. The things in the pool are indeed divine objects that contain light and aura. But unfortunately this kind of thing is not something that ordinary people can easily obtain. Mu Yingying's words just now clearly have a kind of begging for life. Yep, at this moment, Mu Yingying's eyes were filled with a touch of calmness, her jade feet moved gently in the void, and a cowardly aura like the brilliance of fireflies was slowly rising up. If you want to gain enough power, you need to pay a corresponding price. Senior, I hope your words count. Your Majesty, it's time to work. There was a resolute look in Mu Yingying's eyes, and the 5 holy flames around her body rose up at the same time, unexpectedly converging in front of her, merging, and vaguely merging into a fire lotus seed the size of a dragon's eye. What are you doing? Stop for me. At this moment, Xiao Yan's whole body started to extinguish the flame of holy flame, and a strong evil afterglow bloomed unreservedly. Mu Yingying's movement was an act of spontaneous combustion. What exactly did she achieve with Yao Ji? Trade? Master, you! Looking at this scene, Xiao Yi's eyes were red, and a chilling meaning filled the air. He didn't believe that this Xeon existed and would kill others for his own safety. But now Yao Ji's actions have really moved Xiao Yi slightly. As for Mu Yingying, Xiao Yi naturally knows that if their lives need a woman in exchange, what's the point of living with their last breaths? Tear. In the face of Xiao Yan and Xiao Yi's situation, Yao Ji waved it casually. That divine power imprisoned Xiao Yan and Xiao Yi in an instant, and even the demon power in Xiao Yan's body seemed to be sealed for a while. The two of them today are like mortals who have no power to hold their hands, their eye sockets burst, and grief swept out uncontrollably. Mu Yingying's spontaneous combustion continued, her body, her soul and even her blood were slowly melting away. Natural calculations. If no one is going to die, then let's die together. The monstrous evil shadow on the bridge on the other side sneered, and the fluctuation of greed could not be further increased. Using the life of the second evil as an excuse, he extradited himself here, and he had to charge some interest for whatever he said. The brilliance of holy flame. 5 holy flames, burning the second realm. Although Mu Yingying's terrifying attack caused by such a self-sacrificing action now, in the eyes of the evil shadow outside the territory, it is cowardly and vulnerable. It's just that Xiao Yan knew exactly how much effort this girl who seemed savage and naughty in the past had put into the endless fire realm. The fusion of the 5 holy flames, without the aid of any medicinal pills, alone retreating and swallowing, the tortures that he will experience will not be much weaker than he was at the beginning. What's the point of trying? No matter how you cultivate, but you still can't cross this gap, just use your blood to pay homage to this place. Tear. Xie Ying waved his hand, and countless evil forces flew out, tearing up the world, shocked, and smashed towards Mu Yingying's delicate body. Such a voice has no emotional fluctuations, and suddenly spreads to every corner of the world. Hoo, Yao Ji. I'm sorry, this person must be saved. On Xiao Yan's skin, a burst of demonic power was actually buffering and breaking the shackles of Yao Ji's power, as if a volcanic crater that had been silent for thousands of years erupted violently, and a monstrous evil force emerged like a real demon. Haha. Second brother, I'll accompany you. Senior, this reincarnation seal is not worth it. Seeing this, Xiao Yi also laughed loudly, the hatred and killing intent in her eyes couldn't be added. She swayed casually, trying to tear off the reincarnation mark between her eyebrows. If such a seal of reincarnation is torn up by Xiao Yi, I am afraid not only will Xiao Yi suffer fatal injuries, but even Yao Ji will suffer backlash. For the convenience of reading next time, you can click on the favorites below to record this time. Chapter 2701 Saint Clan Xeon, Saint Demon King. The reading record. You can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. If you like Fighting the Heavens God, Yandy, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 2686. Find the latest chapter in Fighting the Sky God, Yan Emperor novel. What an uneasy guy. Yao Ji sighed faintly when she saw the crazy behavior of these two guys. Didn't this girl tell them the secret? She just whispered in her ear, clearly wanting to test whether she could control this artifact. After all, the latter was warned by the Lord of Soul Eater that the most suitable artifact for her in the entire world is this one. Only then did the desperate act like spontaneous combustion just now occur. After all, if you want to absorb this 9th-ranked artifact, you must use your own light energy as a guide to introduce it into your body, and then you can try to succeed or not. This is also what Yao Ji has done. Control the mystery of the artifact. The artifact in his hand is the 9th-ranked sacred musical instrument in the human world in the Great Thousand Worlds. It is similar to the magical piano in the demon realm, but its power is completely different. Although it is incomprehensible to Xiao Yan's actions, Yao Ji's means of penetrating mysteries naturally won't let them do stupid things, and the continuous power suppresses them instantly. After doing all this, the movement in the pool in front of him became more and more intense. The monstrous scarlet demonic energy was purified, and the water column was rolling in the sky, as if there was something sacred whispering, and it was actually affected by the sky above. The call of the thin figure, completely poured out. There are countless beautiful lines on the body of the piano, and a moving movement is slowly written. Fall for me. The monstrous evil power slowly entangled Mu Yingying, and a touch of the supreme evil power that penetrated the world suddenly swallowed up her vitality. It was just such a near-destruction situation that Mu Yingying's forehead shook slightly, as if to stop Xiao Yan and the two of them. Fu Xinchen, sanctify. Ran Ran's voice fell, and suddenly there was a monstrous halo in the pool, which immediately turned into a supreme glow, directly shrouding Mu Yingying's delicate body. The evil power suddenly dissipated under this glow, and even Mu Yingying, who was almost completely destroyed, actually experienced some changes slowly at this time. It seems that the purpose of the latter's actions is to draw out this rays of light. Xiao Yan didn't know what was in the glow, but the Holy Spirit's breath filled it made the holy flame in his body very happy. Artifact of the human world? The speed was so fast that even Xiao Yan didn't have time to find out what kind of items were in it, but the God Execution Ruler in his body was slightly touched. The sacred glow instantly enveloped Mu Yingying's body. Transformation, or sublimation, is slowly going on. The evil attack was blocked, and the brilliant evil shadow above the sky couldn't help but let out a cold snort. Stupid, for the sake of the ants, to actually give away his own divine weapon. Forget it. I will kill you here today. During the speech, there were countless evil spirits gushing out of Xie Ying's body, and a more powerful force gushing out. This girl's light and holy aura is rare in the entire world, so I will give her a good fortune today. Hearing Yao Ji's words, the crazy actions in Xiao Yan and Xiao Yi slowly calmed down, and even their expressions were a little weird. Holy Demon King, you're right, my current strength really can't protect the three of them. But I'm the virgin, so I'm not prepared? Facing the monstrous evil shadow standing on the other side of the sky above the evil, Yao Ji said with a sneer in her voice. Impossible. The Holy King was besieged by our foreign evil clan and almost fell. How could there be any extra power to protect you? Hearing the word, Saint King, this evil shadow turned out to be terrified, and the tone that had always been gentle and evil turned out to be very disorganized, as if in the depths of his memory, there were some memories of fear that he would never forget in his life. Reminiscing little by little, God-killing ruler, return to your place. Reincarnation seal, return to your place. Yaoji's figure rose slowly, and then regardless of how the latter roared, she suddenly snorted, and two majestic shadows burst out from Xiao Yi and Xiao Yan's bodies in an instant, forming an ancient confinement of the sky, wandering in the void, quiet guard by Yaoji's side. Holy Demon King, the person who protects this seat, dare to meddle with you alone? Yaoji's voice became high-pitched, and the blessing of Samsara made her strength infinitely close to her peak 9th level. With the addition of the power of Zhu Shenqi, Yaoji's fighting power became stronger and stronger for a while. God-killing ruler? Looking at the God Execution Ruler, which was rising with the brilliance of endless sacred flames, slowly rotating, each rotation would carry an extraordinary power that touched the world, making this evil figure lost for a while. No matter how this heavy ruler shattered and changed, there was lingering bad news in his heart. It was his own nightmare. Yao Ji, don't forget how tragically your great 1,000 worlds were killed and injured during the Great War. The reincarnation seal and the divine execution ruler surged together, and the purple flames formed a mysterious wave, spinning the divine execution ruler at high speed, and a supreme divine power that was about to destroy the world came quietly. If you don't worry about your excellency, the next war will be the day you die outside the realm. Yao Ji's voice was flat. The fusion of the reincarnation seal became more and more perfect, and the attack of the god-killing ruler under the palm of the hand was also brewing to the limit. Ha ha ha, then the owner should take a good look. Without the commander of the Shao family's digital Xeon, how many people in this great world can compete with me? The next time you fight, you will definitely be stained with blood. A cold humming sound with a little oppression resonated here, and then the body of this evil shadow did not dare to stay any longer, slowly disappeared here, and returned to the outside world. Even if he came this time, it was the second evil asterisk who sacrificed his life, but Yao Ji, who has the ruler of killing the gods, has no certainty even if he is as strong as him. God slaying. Even if the latter was extremely fast, at the moment when she exited, Yao Ji's cold voice resounded, her jade hand twirled the divine ruler, and the whole world shrank slightly. In an instant, the demon abyss was completely closed, and the whole world was rippling. Even the purple crystal layer that enveloped the demon suppression prison slowly showed a very obvious crack. A blow that seemed to be an understatement, with such power, It was even the strongest blow that Xiao Yan could unleash. The voice fell. Xiao Yi's legs were weak, and she sat directly in the void. The fluctuating pressure just now seemed to have surpassed the peak of this world. If it wasn't for the protection of Xiao Yan and Yao Ji's strength, I'm afraid he would not be able to resist. As for Mu Yingying, her delicate body was enveloped by an airtight divine power, as if undergoing some kind of fusion and transformation. Alright, the crisis has now been lifted. If you have any doubts, just speak up. As a reward for your coming to save me. This scene was completely resolved, and the ruler of the gods and the seal of reincarnation returned to Xiao Yan's bodies, but Dao Ji stood up slightly and glanced at Mu Yingying, who was still in retreat to absorb the divine weapon, and then the proud curves showed. Quietly stretched, without the slightest arrogance. In order to facilitate the next reading, you can click on the favorites below to record this time. Chapter 2702 Shenwei is shocked. The reading record, you can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. If you like Fighting the Heavens God, Yandy, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 2687. Find the latest chapter in Fighting the Sky God, Yan Emperor novel. Master, I have seen your Majesty Yao Ji. The crisis was lifted, and the countless evil auras in the entire demon suppression prison suddenly disappeared, replaced by blobs of light and warm purple halos. For a time, Xiao Yan and Xiao Yi were slightly stunned. After a long while, they grinned. Road. What they did just now was indeed a misunderstanding of Yao Ji. Senior Yao Ji, what happened just now? Xiao Yan also spoke directly, with a hint of shame in his heart. It's okay. Yao Ji's face was extremely calm, and she didn't seem to care about it at all. This guy who just arrived, who is it? The small misunderstanding was resolved, but there were still many doubts that plagued Xiao Yan. The real powerhouse outside the realm, the Holy Demon King. Yao Ji spoke softly, as if she was recalling, telling a story that had been dusty for a long time. In the first battle of heaven and earth, the combat power of the Daqin world and the foreign evil clan was almost equal. In order to exploit the peak power of our Daqin, the foreign evil clan sent many strong people to secretly attack. He was ordered by the foreign leader to lead some of the army to make a sneak attack. The Dragon Clan was beaten to death by the Golden Dragon King and the Holy King who accompanied the Shao Clan to support. That time, with just one blow, the Holy King almost wiped out his body and spirit. The strength of the Holy Demon King at that time was almost half a step in the 9th level reincarnation rank. I am afraid that his current strength has successfully stepped into the 9th level. Yao Ji recalled, but when mentioning the word Saint King, even this Xeon who invisibly revealed a noble temperament could not help but feel a sense of respect. She is not only the wife of the Holy King, but also the worshipper of the Holy King. The strength and deeds of the Holy King, even if he looks at the whole world, will be regarded as a legend by countless people. So strong? Hearing Yao Ji's understated voice, Xiao Yi's face moved slightly. The 9-fold reincarnation level. This is already the pinnacle of heaven and earth. This kind of existence, I am afraid that a huge world can be destroyed by turning one's hands over the reign, and how can mortals compete with it? The situation just now is actually not optimistic. Although I temporarily took back the reincarnation seal, my own strength reached a perfect fit, but my quasi-9th reincarnation level strength is not enough to face the Holy Demon King. Yao Ji's charming eyes flashed a dim light, and immediately looked at Xiao Yan. Master, with your quasi-9 reincarnation rank strength and this second-ranked god-killing ruler, you still can't deal with the Holy Demon King? Xiao Yi felt somewhat depressed. Zhu Shenxi is not in a complete state. If the Holy Demon King was not scared back by the attack of Yao Ji's predecessors, I am afraid there will be a real fierce battle today. Xiao Yan nodded lightly, obviously knowing the reason why Yao Ji just acted. As for this girl, the holy flame transforms into a spirit, and she has a light spirit. As the Soul Eater said, there are many artifacts in the human world, only mine is suitable for her. The scene just now was just an introduction to calling the divine weapon. Yao Ji shook her head and explained the matter thoroughly. Well, thank the senior, but dare to ask the senior's strength now? Xiao Yan chuckled softly. My strength, thanks to the help of the 3 gods, has reached the peak of the 8th level reincarnation level, and I'm only one step away from the 9th level. During these long years, I have also slowly touched the threshold of the quasi-9th level. Aren't you very confused? Why do I stoop in the dark holy abyss? With my strength, dealing with the second evil asterisk in this area is naturally a situation that is almost crushing. Yao Ji looked at Xiao Yan with interest. Also asked the seniors to clarify their doubts. Xiao Yan respectfully said, "At the beginning of the war between heaven and earth, I separated from the Holy King. The Holy King was responsible for guarding the injured and strong people of the Xiao clan and recuperating, and I returned to the fire elves and other places to clear the remaining evil forces in the Dachin world, but in the middle of the return, was attacked by a mysterious man, and as a last resort, he could only escape into the dark holy abyss to avoid the latter's pursuit. That guy's strength is very strange. It seems that he has only the weak strength of the first-level reincarnation in the past, but all my attacks can't work on him. On the contrary, he has a strange power, depriving me of the witchcraft and vitality." Yao Ji recalled, but now that she recalls it, she still has a feeling of touch that makes her heart palpitate. A person from an alien race? Xiao Yan's heart trembled slightly when he heard the words. No, that guy's breath seems to belong to the creatures of the Great Thousand World, and I can feel it. The purpose of his pursuit of me seems to be to gain my power. Fortunately, the power of sorcery is extremely mysterious and secretly hidden by me. It was cleverly avoided with a stand-in. But the war just ended. At that time, I was seriously injured. I just fell into the second town demon prison, and was swallowed by the second evil god. Therefore, I completely avoided the pursuit of the mysterious man. During these long years, the second heretic god has tried several times to devour my origin, but to no avail. If it wasn't for the fear of that mysterious person, the second heretic god would not have been able to suppress me for so long. Afterwards, I used the quasi-god level fighting technique, Vientian Tianhua, to completely imprison the demon suppression prison. My strength was weak. The demon suppression prison here was also transformed by the second evil god. He wanted to use me to devour yours. Power to break the captivity and get out of here. Yao Ji explained tirelessly, and all the doubts surrounding Xiao Yan's heart slowly disappeared. It's just that the so-called mysterious person made Xiao Yan slightly uneasy. It seems that this guy is also an unknown hidden danger. This matter will be investigated after we go back. Senior Yao Ji, you can know the whereabouts of the Holy King. Xiao Yan nodded solemnly. According to the instructions at the time of separation, they should be in the underworld. The matter in the underworld is too important. The Holy King didn't tell me much at the beginning, but I vaguely remember that the underworld seems to have a lot of origins with your Xiao family. The appearance of the underworld seems to have the participation of your Xiao clan, and its purpose is probably to deal with the kingdom of angels, the center of the human world, or that mysterious person. Yao Ji thought for a while, and then Yuko opened her mouth lightly. Senior Yao Ji gave Yinying such a big gift, so I have to return the gift. Is a holy rank 9th rank heaven rank medicinal pill feasible? After some questions and answers, almost a lot of questions were explained, and Xiao Yan just let out a bright smile. You kid is really interested. But you never knew that the 9-fold reincarnation level, you can't rely on swallowing pills to advance again, because this level is above the heaven and earth. It turns out that there is such obscurity. Of course, the 9th grade elixirs of the Holy Order are not good, but it does not mean that the divine pills are not good. It's just that there have been countless reincarnations in the thousands of worlds, and there have been dozens of peerless geniuses who can refine the holy rank 9th grade medicinal pills, but no one can covet the God rank medicinal pills that are being transmitted. God, do not blaspheme. If that's the case, then let's go. Now that the Second World War has begun, I'm afraid there are many things that still need to trouble the seniors. After Yao Ji said so, this so-called trip to the demon suppression prison was completely announced. Did you just leave? Forget it. This chance to enter the 8th reincarnation level will pass away with the wind. Let's go. Yao Ji heard the words, but a gentle smile appeared slightly, as if she was a little regretful. For the convenience of reading next time, you can click on the favorite below to record this time. Chapter 2703 is Dusty. The reading record, you can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. If you like Fighting the Heavens God, Yandy, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 2688. Find the latest chapter in Fighting the Sky God, Yan Emperor novel. In the demon suppression prison, there is peace. At this time, Yaoji's eyes were filled with a rare joy. Yaoji stretched out her hand and took the light group that enveloped Mu Yingying into her bag. Obviously, she had an indescribable affection for Mu Yingying. After all, to some extent, in other words, whether it was Mu Yingying or Yaoji herself, both of them were shaped by some ethereal and divine power that originated in the heaven and the earth, and the resonance was enough to easily provoke goodwill. As for Mu Yingying and herself asking for an artifact at that time, Yaoji didn't hesitate. Xiao Yi already had a magic piano. Naturally, he couldn't inherit the mantle and artifact of his own. Senior, the road to the eightfold reincarnation is imperative, and I hope to show you the way. Soon I will accompany you to the underworld to save them and restore the glory of our Xiao clan. Xiao Yan said with a slight smile. The smile was also full of ecstasy, but Yaoji could sense that there was an endless murderous intention behind such joy. After all, once the battle of the underworld is reached, I am afraid that the countless forces that oppose the Xiao clan in the entire Great Thousand World will slowly surface. Xiao Yan also knew that this time, he didn't use too much power in this trip to the demon suppression prison, but he was still able to get such a great opportunity. In the future, he would naturally spare no effort to help Yaoji and wait for Xeon. Blood is not bad, but the 8th level is not comparable to ordinary levels, not to mention the coexistence of powers such as burning holy flames and demons in your body. Your 8th level road will be even more dangerous. But in the same way, if you successfully overcome the calamity, your strength may be almost invincible under the 9th level. As for this trip to the demon suppression prison, the reason why I didn't let you do it is because you need to retain your power. After all, the power of demons is mysterious. Even if you look outside the whole territory, only a few people know about it. Maybe it will eventually become a real one. It's a killer, so it's not yet time to expose it. Yaoji said, what the seniors taught is. Xiao Yan and Xiao Yi nodded quietly without refuting, and waited quietly for the latter's teaching to be enlightened. Why are you standing still? You guys are taking advantage of this time to get a good sense of the reincarnation of this seat. The strength of the reincarnator in this seat is so weak, it would be too shameful to say it out. Yes. Xiao Yi was so scolded by Yaoji, she immediately shut her mouth. The reincarnation print on the eyebrows has Yaoji's personal instructions. Naturally, the integration of perception is very fast. Even the strength of the reincarnation level, I am afraid it will skyrocket in a very short period of time. After all, this is the advantage of the reincarnation seal. Peace. Close your eyes. The chance exists in this demon-suppressing prison. Yaoji's body began to rise with some very strange lines, which seemed to be calling for the powerful forces that can be learned from the world. Quote. Xiao Yan heard the words, his eyes flickered, his eyes were full of excitement, and he solemnly behaved to Yaoji before doing so. If he can step into the real 8th level reincarnation, with the blessing of holy flame, God-killing ruler, and even demons, his combat power can almost be comparable to that of the 9th level. At that time, I could truly rank among the peak powerhouses in the Great Thousand World, and even those forces that were secretly dissatisfied with the Endless Flame Alliance would shut up completely. You can even start planning a trip to the underworld. Witchcraft. Break it. Yaoji's voice fell, and the crystal layer of witchcraft power on the edge of the entire demon suppression prison began to peel off. It seemed that there were countless sacred and evil powers hidden in it. Although the two powers were extremely short, at this time, Yaoji was catalyzed by such a sky-high means. It turned out to be transformed into countless pure powers. And Xiao Yan, who had been prepared for a long time, felt a sudden trembling in the void of this demon suppression prison, and a terrifying force that made his scalp numb came down from the sky. When Xiao Yan closed his eyes and meditated, an invisible wave fell from the sky, and then spread around him. Approaching, more and more invisible fluctuations turned into dazzling light spots, which fell off the crystal layer and injected into Xiao Yan's body. The endless light spots made the atmosphere of the whole world calm down slightly, and finally surrounded Xiao Yan and turned it into a giant cocoon of light. Inside, waiting for Xiao Yan would not be a simple matter. The situation in the Great Thousand World has actually become like this. Yaoji, who was wandering in the demon suppression prison, sensed the changes in the external situation left by Xiao Yi, the destruction of the Xiao clan, the disappearance of the Guardian race, and other news about the Great Thousand World. Human World Center, what exactly are you planning? And the Kingdom of Angels, could it be that the fall of the Xiao clan was really caused by their unwillingness to save them? Ji Fengqin's shadow floats in the void, and her light-hearted words are filled with heart-pounding fluctuations. Obviously Yao Ji is also recovering her strength, quasi-9 reincarnation. In the light cocoon, countless dots of light embellished, and finally Xiao Yan's soul and body fell into an endless void. This place is like a chaotic holy land, like the most immature primitive appearance of the world when the world first opened. Here, all the magical powers in Xiao Yan's body seem to have failed in a short time, but there are some hidden power fluctuations constantly calling in the void, guiding his way forward. How to step into the eightfold cycle of reincarnation? How to get out of here? No one told Xiao Yan that it seemed that he could only rely on himself for everything that followed. Walking aimlessly, even the concept of time became blurred. Even Xiao Yan once doubted whether this was the path to enter the 8th level of reincarnation. I don't know how long it took, and an endless pure white ocean appeared in sight. This ocean is like an energy ocean composed of divine power, which contains endless vitality and mystery. That kind of power seems to be exactly what he desires and needs. Xiao Yan's dark eyes suddenly felt a burning sensation, as if he could feel it in the dark. As long as he devoured this ocean of energy, stepping into the 8th level would be a matter of course. I need your strength, Xiao Yan murmured, and his body suddenly flew in the ocean of energy. Boom! In an instant Zushenqi, Dragon God transformation, Fenju and other core objects slowly hovered in the center of the energy ocean. At the center of these core objects, there seemed to be a surging light group. The light group surged, and after Xiao Yan arrived, it suddenly transformed into a blood-colored heart the size of a palm. The blood-colored heart, as if the thing Xiao Yan lacked the most, had just arrived and slowly began to merge. The body, soul, and even bones were nourished by such a pure heart for a while, and it was indescribably comfortable. Even the shackles that had always troubled Xiao Yan to step into the real eightfold reincarnation level were broken at this moment. In an instant, the situation changed, and the entire chaotic land was restless, and one after another, the vast thunder tribulations that were enough to tear apart the world fell from the sky. The eightfold reincarnation calamity. However, even if it is the 8th level reincarnation calamity, under Xiao Yan's strong means, it is probably only a matter of time. The 8th level road will come naturally. For the convenience of reading next time, you can click on the favorite below to record this time. Chapter 2704, The Eightfold Reincarnation Order. The reading record, you can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. If you like Fighting the Heavens God, Yandi, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 2689. Find the latest chapter in Fighting the Sky God, Yan Emperor novel. The matter of the second demon prison has come to an end, but it will take a lot of time for Xiao Yan and the others to return. After all, the catastrophe they need to go through is not a simple matter, and in the presence of Xiao Yan and others when the second town demon prison was closed, many strange things happened outside. In the Great Thousand World, a strange place in the human world, the Heavenly Spirit Pond. This is a relatively quiet area, and there is a spiritual vein called Tinling Mountain Range, which houses a huge force called Tianlingzong. This power, which has been passed down since ancient times, has a long history and a strong foundation that should not be underestimated. Its controller is a terrifying existence with the peak strength of the 7th layer reincarnation, and it also has a lot of prestige in the entire human world. At this time, in the core Tianqi of this force, there was an old man wearing a white robe. The old man looked old, but his demeanor was unusually energetic. There was always a faint smile on his face, which was full of endless mystery. This old man is the current sect master of the Heavenly Spirit sect, the ancestor of the Heavenly Spirit. During the First World War, the Heavenly Spirit sect and the Xiao clan were one of the very friendly forces. Metropolitan. Suddenly, beside the Tinling Pond, a figure with a dignified expression suddenly appeared here, and the words were filled with a touch of solemnity. Obviously there was something extremely important. How is the matter that asked you to investigate? For the first day, the ancestor of Tinling asked, and there was a sense of urgency between the lines. Powerful strength can certainly exchange for a lot of advantages, but some relative rules also act on them. The rules formulated by the center of the human world and the kingdom of angels. The strength is higher than the fifth layer reincarnation, and to a large extent, he cannot personally intervene in the disputes of pattern changes in the Great Thousand World. Xiao Yan went to the meeting to discuss a place, but among the representatives of our forces, secretly mixed into the faction behind the scenes, trying to use this to pull Xiao Yan into the *** world to suppress, and the Son of Heaven headed by Wanggu Tiangong tried to completely obliterate him. The matter of reviving the Xiao clan with absolute certainty. The guard who appeared had a solemn expression, explaining the news that he had painstakingly inquired about. What? Hearing such a voice, a burst of invisible anger suddenly appeared on the peaceful face of the ancestor of Tinling. Due to the terrifying existence of those behind the scenes, in order to preserve the countless bloodlines of the forces behind them, they did not dare to directly join the Endless Flame Alliance. They just planned the original discussion. If any troublesome matters are resolved, they will join without hesitation. It's just that he also knows that if anything goes wrong with the last descendant of the Xiao clan, I am afraid that these former allies of the Xiao clan will have trouble sleeping and eating. Without the Xiao clan, I am afraid that the right to speak in this world will be largely controlled. In the hands of the Human World Center, that kind of situation is definitely not what they want to see. However, Lord Xiaoyu's divine might is so powerful that he obliterated the Son of Heaven. Even in the Hell Realm, Fu Jian and others all fell into his hands. Quote. Immediately afterwards, the guard slowly told the whole story. The descendants of the Xiao family really deserve their reputation. The ancestor of Tinling, who knew the ins and outs of the matter, his eyes flickered slightly, as if he was thinking something. Sect Master, what should we do now? The guard asked again. Obviously, he also noticed that those behind the scenes were vaguely unable to sit still. If they did not make a choice, I am afraid that disaster would soon come to them. A terrifying force capable of shaking the center of the human world. Rectify the sect, and a few Japanese sect masters will personally go to the Endless Fire territory to join the Yan Alliance. After thinking for a moment, the ancestor of Tinling opened his mouth lazily, as if he had made a big decision. Now that the mystery of the fall of the Xiao family is still unsolved, if you rashly join the Endless Flame Alliance, you will undoubtedly be against the entire Great Thousand World, but Xiao Yan has grown up, and adding the matter of the Hell World, if you don't join at this time, I'm afraid there will be no future in the future. Here's a chance. If you bet right, everyone will be happy. If you lose, you will be shattered and fall into a situation of doom. But Sect Master, you are not afraid of those behind the scenes secretly blocking. The strength and status of the guards are very prominent among the sects, and at this time they even questioned. Women's kindness. I have made up my mind on this matter. Get ready. The ancestor of Tinling pretended to be mysterious and smiled. Only he himself knew how admirable the fighting power and bloodliness of the Xiao family were. Yes, looking at the order of the ancestor of Tinling, although the guard was puzzled, he could only nod. The two had just finished their conversation and were about to go down and arrange to rectify the forces within the sect, but there were some uninvited guests between heaven and earth. What happened? Suddenly, the entire Tianlingqi emptiness trembled violently, and a tingling sensation that made the scalp numb suddenly spread here. In the sky, circles of gray thunder breaths began to rise, and between each rise and fall, it actually carried a powerful wave of destruction. That kind of power, even the strength of the ancestors of Tinling, felt a palpitation. The power of thunder? No, not right. The ancestors of Tinling narrowed their eyes, and a rare wave of death pervaded his heart. In the sky, a group of thunders flickered, and the whole world seemed to be isolated from the outside world by its thunder power. 10,000 thunders cheered and roared, and there seemed to be a looming figure surging in the thunder, exercising some supreme divine power that surpassed this world. That is, the sect master of Tianlingzong looked up, his eyes narrowed violently, and he seemed to see the graceful and enchanting figure hidden in the thunder. She danced in the thunder, with a graceful figure and a dance that was unparalleled in the world. The gray thunder around her body became more and more intense, and there was a faint wave of coming. Although the distance is very far, but with the huge power of Tinling ancestors, Wei Wei actually saw the latter's true appearance. The new realm master at the center of the ghost realm. Thunder Master? In an instant, the ancestor of Tinling exclaimed and locked the true identity of this woman at a glance. Just why is this guy here? The Thunder Lord. Isn't he also a member of the Endless Flame Alliance? Fall down. Even if it was recognized by the latter, Qianying did not have any strange fluctuations. On the noble and elegant face, a dangerous arc was set off, and the gray thunder around her body suddenly shrank, turning into an extremely pale thunder heart. Cannot help but say, quietly fell in the Tianqi area. Do not. Seeing such a devastating attack, Tianling's ancestors snorted coldly. It turned out to be a direct explosion. It is a pity that the self-destruction caused by the peak strength of the latter's 7th layer reincarnation cannot stop the spread of thunder, and the aura of destruction personally swept the entire Tianlingqi. In the blink of an eye, the huge heavenly spirit sect was destroyed in an instant. After doing all this, Qianying above the sky leaked a sinister smile, and immediately took out a yellowish ancient scroll. On the scroll, there are many words engraved, and these names seem to correspond to some of the peak forces in the world today. From top to bottom, followed by the tomb of the undying saint, the desolate ancient heavenly palace. For the convenience of reading next time, you can click on the favorite below to record this time. Chapter 2705 Lei Lord Suspicious. The reading record, you can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. If you like Fighting the Heavens God, Yandy, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis.